The 48 Laws of Power is a strategic guide to gaining and maintaining power, inspired by historical figures, military leaders, and political strategists. The book presents laws that can be used to navigate power dynamics in any environment, whether in politics, business, or personal relationships. Each law is illustrated with historical examples, showing both successful applications and failures. Law 1. Never outshine the master. The key to this law is understanding the nature of power dynamics. Superiors, no matter how confident they may seem, are always insecure about their position. If you outshine your superior, whether in talent, intellect, or accomplishments, it makes them feel threatened and insecure. In turn, this makes them more likely to undermine you. The better approach is to subtly make them feel that they are superior to you, even if they are not. This doesn't mean you have to play the fool, but rather, strategically emphasize their strengths while downplaying yours. Use flattery, align with their ideas, and offer them credit for your contributions, which will cause them to favor and protect you. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Friends, because of their emotional ties to you, can be unpredictable and prone to betrayal. They are often the first to feel entitled to your resources or attention and may take you for granted. Enemies, however, are driven by a desire to prove themselves superior to you. They may seek revenge or sabotage, but if you turn them into allies, they will work harder to gain your favor. A former enemy has more to prove, so their loyalty becomes stronger once they realize that you've acknowledged their value. While it's important not to completely trust anyone, enemies can be leveraged into reliable allies by carefully navigating their emotions and creating mutual dependence. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. The human tendency is to give away our plans or intentions, either to gain advice or to reassure others. However, revealing your goals provides others with the opportunity to counter your actions. When your intentions are concealed, you create an aura of mystery and uncertainty around your actions, making it difficult for others to anticipate what you will do next. This uncertainty gives you an advantage. Disguise your real aims and actions behind layers of distractions and subterfuge. By keeping others in the dark, they are unable to take preemptive action against you. This law teaches that strategic ambiguity can be your most powerful tool. Law 4. Always say less than necessary. The more you speak, the more likely you are to reveal your true thoughts, weaknesses, or intentions. Words have power, but they can also be your downfall if not used carefully. People often talk excessively to fill silences or to make a point, but this makes them vulnerable. The best way to communicate is to say as little as possible while still getting your point across. When you speak less, you create an air of mystery and people will often read more into your words than what was actually said. This leads them to feel uncertain, making them more likely to follow you or yield to your influence. Silence gives you power because others are left guessing about your true position. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Once established, your reputation can be a shield against attacks, as people will be reluctant to challenge someone who has earned respect. However, once it is damaged, you will spend a lifetime trying to regain it. To guard your reputation, be cautious in your actions and how you are perceived by others. Always act in ways that reinforce your image of competence and superiority. Protect your reputation at all costs, especially from rumors or accusations that can undermine your status. An impeccable reputation opens doors, but a damaged one closes them. The key is to be proactive in defending your reputation before it is ever questioned. Law 6. Court attention at all costs. Power is about visibility. In a world where attention is scarce, the more you draw people's eyes to you, the more influence you have. People are drawn to those who stand out, whether through charisma, achievements, or drama. However, even negative attention can be valuable as long as it keeps you in the spotlight. The goal is to never fade into the background or become forgotten. Court attention through bold actions, unconventional behavior, or provocative statements that force others to take notice. Once you have their attention, you control the narrative. Whether it's positive or negative, being at the center of attention ensures that people will talk about you and be compelled to engage with you. Law 7, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. A true leader knows that their time is precious and their energy should be directed toward high-level thinking and decision-making. To maximize your power, delegate the hard work to others but ensure you take the credit for the results. By letting others do the labor while you stay focused on strategy, you conserve energy and also establish a sense of superiority. It is crucial, however, to take credit publicly for the success. This gives you the rewards without the effort. Over time, people will see you as the mastermind behind everything, further solidifying your power. Law 8, make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. It's far more powerful to create a situation where others are drawn to you, rather than chasing after them. When you wait for others to come to you, it gives you control over the interaction. The best way to do this is by offering something that appeals to their desires. This is the bait. Once they've come to you, you can guide the conversation and situation in a direction favorable to you. Whether it's through creating an aura of mystery, offering something valuable, or making people feel like they need your help, the key is to position yourself as the prize they need to pursue. Law 9, win through your actions, never through argument. Arguments often lead nowhere and breed resentment, even if you win the debate. The better way to gain influence is through your actions. Actions speak louder than words because they provide concrete evidence of your competence, vision, and skill. When you show, rather than argue, people are more likely to be persuaded. The key here is to let your results do the talking. By achieving your goals, you naturally prove your superiority and worth, making your arguments unnecessary. Law 10, infection, avoid the unhappy and unlucky. Negative emotions and bad luck can be contagious. Just as joy and success can spread through groups, negativity and misfortune do as well. Associating with those who are perpetually unlucky or unhappy brings down your own energy and success. Whether it's toxic individuals or those who are always in a state of despair, being around them will drag you into their downward spiral. Instead, surround yourself with those who are positive, successful, and focused. This not only keeps your mood and energy high but also associates you with success and good fortune. Law 11, learn to keep people dependent on you to maintain your power and influence. Create situations where others need you to succeed. This dependency ensures that you remain essential to their success and, by extension, to their survival. If others rely on you for advice, resources, or support, they cannot afford to oppose you. Their dependence gives you leverage, as they will be compelled to protect your position and keep you in their favor. This law highlights the importance of positioning yourself as indispensable to those around you. Law 12, use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. People are naturally cautious and distrustful of others, but they also long for honesty and generosity. By being selectively honest or generous, you can disarm others and lower their defenses. A well-timed act of kindness or a moment of honesty can create a bond, making others trust you more. Once you have gained their trust, you can manipulate them more easily, as they will not expect deceit or betrayal. This law stresses the power of being strategic with honesty and generosity, using them as tools to gain influence over others. Law 13, when asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. Humans are primarily driven by their own interests and needs. When seeking assistance, do not appeal to their mercy or goodwill, as it makes you appear weak and dependent. Instead, frame your request in a way that highlights how helping you will benefit them. By aligning your needs with their self-interest, you make it more likely that they will lend their support. People are much more likely to act when they see a tangible benefit for themselves. This law is a powerful tool for persuasion, as it taps into the natural human desire for personal gain and reinforces the idea that helping you is in their best interest. Law 14, pose as a friend, work as a spy. The best way to gain power is to be privy to the information others are unwilling to share. By posing as a friend or ally, you can earn the trust of those around you and extract valuable information. Whether in business or politics, the ability to learn your opponent's weaknesses, plans, and intentions is invaluable. A person who trusts you will often reveal more than they intend, which allows you to make strategic decisions based on that information. The key here is to play the role of a friend while subtly gathering intelligence to advance your own position. Once you have the information you need, you can use it to outmaneuver those who trust you. Law 15. Crush your enemy totally in power struggles. Leaving your enemy alive means they have the chance to regroup and strike back. To ensure that they are completely neutralized, you must defeat them decisively and ruthlessly. This law advocates for complete and utter destruction of your enemies, whether through reputation, resources, or influence, so that they can never rise again. A total victory leaves no room for future threats, and those who are completely crushed cannot retaliate. The key is not just to win, but to make sure that the enemy is left in no position to recover. This law emphasizes the importance of taking bold, final action when dealing with threats. Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Overexposure breeds familiarity, and familiarity often leads to disrespect. When you are always present, people begin to take you for granted. However, when you make yourself scarce, you increase your value. Absence creates longing and appreciation, and people will begin to respect you more because they realize that you are not easily available. It also leaves them wondering about your intentions and what you might do next, increasing their curiosity. This law teaches that strategically stepping back, allowing others to miss your presence, enhances your respect and influence. Your rarity will make you more coveted and your presence more impactful. Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Predictability makes you vulnerable. If people know what to expect from you, they can prepare, counter, and undermine your moves. Unpredictability keeps others on edge and forces them to stay alert. It's a powerful psychological tactic that plays on the fear of the unknown. When you behave erratically or unpredictably, others are unable to anticipate your next move, making it difficult for them to plan against you. This creates a sense of terror and unease that gives you the upper hand. People are more likely to give you the benefit of the doubt and defer to you if they are unsure of your next actions. The air of unpredictability is a powerful tool for maintaining control. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. While it may seem wise to isolate yourself from potential threats or negativity, this strategy weakens your position in the long run. Isolation prevents you from gathering information, making allies, or receiving feedback. It cuts you off from the pulse of the world around you and makes you vulnerable to being blindsided. In contrast, being in the midst of the action allows you to stay informed, adapt to changing circumstances, and remain in control. Isolation breeds paranoia and insecurity, and it creates distance between you and the people whose opinions and loyalty you need. The more connected you are to the world, the more power you can wield. Law 19. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. Different people react to situations in different ways, and making an enemy of the wrong person can be disastrous. It's important to understand the temperaments, backgrounds, and capabilities of the people around you. Some individuals have a high tolerance for offense, while others may seek revenge at the slightest provocation. Know who you are dealing with and avoid offending people who are in a position to cause you significant harm. In particular, avoid antagonizing powerful individuals who may not forgive easily. By understanding the dynamics at play, you can navigate delicate situations without creating unnecessary enemies. Law 20. Do not commit to anyone. Committing to one group, person, or cause can limit your options and make you vulnerable. By remaining non-committal, you retain your flexibility and independence. This law suggests that you never fully dedicate yourself to any one person or faction. Instead, you should keep your options open and play the field. Non-commitment allows you to maintain control, as you are not beholden to anyone. This also prevents you from being manipulated by others who may try to take advantage of your loyalty or commitment. It's important to avoid becoming emotionally or strategically tied to any one entity. Law 21, play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. People who perceive you as more intelligent or capable than they are will often feel threatened by you, making it harder to manipulate them. By acting less intelligent or capable, you can lure others into underestimating you. Once they do, you can exploit their overconfidence and manipulate the situation in your favor. This law is about playing the fool in order to disarm your opponent and catch them off guard. By seeming less competent, you lower their defenses, allowing you to maneuver more effectively. Law 22, use the surrender tactic, transform weakness into power. Sometimes, the best way to deal with a superior force or enemy is to temporarily submit and appear weak. When you surrender, you take the pressure off yourself and make your opponent believe they have the upper hand. This creates an opportunity for you to regroup, plan, and eventually strike back when they are least expecting it. By surrendering, you transform weakness into strength. This tactic plays on the concept of strategic retreat, where giving up in the short term gives you the chance to win in the long run. Law 23, concentrate your forces. Power is strongest when it is concentrated in one place or action. Spreading yourself too thinly weakens your potential impact. When you focus your energy, resources, and efforts on one goal or target, you increase your chances of success exponentially. This law stresses the importance of focus. Invest your time, effort, and resources into one area to achieve the most significant impact. When your energy is spread across too many areas, you dilute your effectiveness and reduce your ability to achieve meaningful success. Concentration creates a more powerful, focused attack. Law 24, play the perfect courtier. Court politics often requires diplomacy, charm, and subtle manipulation. The perfect courtier knows how to navigate the power dynamics of the court, offering flattery and loyalty to those in power, while quietly advancing their own agenda. A courtier must be skilled at reading the emotions and moods of superiors, offering praise at the right moments and aligning themselves with powerful figures. To master this law, you must learn to play the game of politics by knowing when to step forward, when to step back, and when to align yourself with the right people in order to enhance your own status and power. Law 25, recreate yourself. One of the greatest sources of power is the ability to shape your own identity. People are constantly trying to pigeonhole you into predefined roles, but to maintain your influence and control, you must refuse to be boxed in. Recreate yourself whenever necessary to avoid being seen as predictable or stagnant. The key to this law is adaptability. You can change how others perceive you by constantly reinventing yourself, altering your appearance, or shifting your behavior and style. This keeps people on edge and ensures that you are always interesting and in control of your image. Recreating yourself also helps you avoid being labeled, ensuring that no one can hold past failures or weaknesses against you. People admire those who have the courage to transform themselves, and this new persona will grant you more power and influence. Law 26, keep your hands clean. A key principle in maintaining power is to avoid getting directly involved in anything messy or unethical. If you want to retain a reputation for integrity, do not let yourself be associated with questionable actions or decisions. Instead, have others do the dirty work for you while you maintain the appearance of purity and righteousness. This allows you to stay above the fray, untainted by scandals or disputes. Even if you are involved in a morally gray situation, it's essential that you keep your involvement discreet and have others take the fall for your actions. By keeping your hands clean, you ensure that your reputation remains intact, and you can continue to wield influence without being questioned. Law 27, play on people's need to believe. To create a cult-like following, people have an inherent need to believe in something larger than themselves. Whether it's a political ideology, religion, or personal philosophy, they are often willing to follow charismatic leaders who offer them a sense of purpose and meaning. By exploiting this need to believe, you can create a following that is loyal and devoted to you. The key is to craft a vision or narrative that resonates with people's deepest desires and fears, and then position yourself as the only one capable of delivering that vision. Once you have captured their imagination, they will become more willing to obey your commands, make sacrifices for you, and defend your image. Creating a cult-like following gives you an unwavering base of support and power. Law 28. Enter action with boldness. Boldness is a sign of confidence, and confidence inspires respect and trust. If you hesitate or show uncertainty, others will lose faith in you and your abilities. Bold actions create a sense of momentum and control, whereas indecision can cause others to question your leadership and strategy. This law teaches that when you act, you must do so with decisiveness and conviction, even if you are uncertain of the outcome. People are drawn to those who exude confidence, and boldness attracts attention, support, and followers. You will achieve much more by acting decisively than by holding back out of fear. By entering action with boldness, you demonstrate strength, command attention, and gain the trust of others. Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. The most successful individuals are those who think ahead and anticipate every possible outcome. To ensure the success of your endeavors, you must plan all the way to the end, not just the initial stages. People often get caught up in the excitement of their goals but fail to consider the obstacles that may arise along the way. By thinking through every step and potential complication, you can avoid being blindsided and ensure that you are always prepared. Planning for the end game ensures that you can maintain control, react to unexpected events, and push through obstacles without losing momentum. Success is determined by your ability to foresee challenges and prepare for them in advance. Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Power is not about showing the hard work that goes into achieving something, but about making your successes appear effortless. When you make your accomplishments look easy, you create an aura of skill, genius, and mastery. People are drawn to those who seem naturally talented and who make complex tasks look simple. This law advises that you avoid displaying your struggles, frustrations, or failures. Instead, present yourself as someone who has achieved success with ease and grace. The more effortless you appear, the more people will admire and envy your abilities, which enhances your power. Law 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal in any negotiation or power struggle. The one who controls the options controls the situation. By limiting the choices available to others, you force them into a position where they are more likely to make decisions that benefit you. You can set the terms by creating a series of choices that all lead to your desired outcome, making it appear as though the other person has free will. By controlling the options, you can subtly guide people to do what you want, all while giving them the illusion of control. This strategy is effective in both personal and professional situations, where you can create a scenario that makes the other person feel empowered, while in reality, they are following your agenda. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. People are driven by their desires, and often those desires are rooted in fantasies. Whether it's the fantasy of power, wealth, love, or recognition, people are always looking for a way to fulfill these fantasies. By tapping into these dreams and presenting them as achievable through your actions or leadership, you can draw others to your side. Offering people a chance to live out their fantasies makes them more loyal and eager to support you. This law is about understanding what people truly want and providing a narrative that makes them believe that they can achieve it with your help. By offering an escape from reality, you can gain influence over them and create a sense of devotion. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Every person has a weakness, whether it's an insecurity, a desire, or a fear. The key to controlling others is to discover what this weakness is and then use it to your advantage. By identifying the emotional triggers or vulnerabilities of those around you, you can manipulate their behavior without them realizing it. The thumbscrew is the key that unlocks their compliance, and once you know it, you can apply subtle pressure to get them to do what you want. This law emphasizes the importance of understanding the psychology of others and using that knowledge to exert control. Law 34. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. To command respect and admiration, you must first believe that you deserve it. People will treat you as you treat yourself, so if you act with the dignity and confidence of royalty, others will view you as deserving of that status. Confidence, self-assurance, and grace are essential to carrying yourself with power. This law teaches that you must cultivate the mentality of someone who is already in a position of power. By doing so, you will attract others who are willing to acknowledge and elevate you, making them more likely to offer their loyalty, support, and respect. Law 35. Master the art of timing. Timing is one of the most important elements of power. If you act too soon, you risk failure. If you act too late, the opportunity may be lost. Mastering the art of timing involves knowing when to act and when to wait. By being patient and watching for the right moment, you can make your moves more effective. People are often impulsive, and by exercising patience, you can create opportunities where others see none. In addition, you can anticipate others' moves and position yourself in such a way that you are always in the right place at the right time. Timing is key to maximizing your success and minimizing your risks. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. When you cannot achieve something or possess something, the best way to deal with it is to show indifference. By expressing disdain or ignoring the object of your desire, you demonstrate that it has no power over you. This takes away the emotional leverage that others might have over you. If you constantly show that you are unaffected by what you cannot have, it makes you appear stronger and more self-assured. The best revenge is not to covet what you cannot have, but to act as if it is beneath you, further solidifying your power. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. Humans are visual creatures, and spectacle is one of the most effective ways to attract attention and make an impact. Creating powerful, unforgettable images or events can elevate your status and captivate people's imaginations. A grand, memorable spectacle draws in large crowds and captivates the public's emotions. Whether it's through a dramatic display, a surprising event, or a carefully crafted image, the goal is to create something that will be talked about for years to come. Spectacles build your reputation and project an aura of power, grandeur, and uniqueness. By mastering this law, you can command the attention of others, amplify your influence, and make a lasting impression on the public's mind. Law 38. Think as you like but behave like others. While it's important to maintain your individuality, you must also blend in with those around you to avoid drawing attention to your differences. If you constantly act as if you are separate from others, you risk alienating yourself and making others suspicious of your intentions. To navigate the world of power successfully, you must act in ways that align with social norms and expectations while maintaining your own private thoughts and opinions. By mirroring the behavior and attitudes of the people around you, you can stay beneath the radar and avoid being an easy target. It's about striking a balance between remaining true to your inner self and not making waves in public. This law helps you avoid unnecessary conflicts and keeps you in a position where you can remain influential without attracting unwanted attention. Law 39. Stir up waters to catch fish. People are often predictable in calm circumstances, but chaos creates confusion and uncertainty. By stirring up conflict or creating turmoil, you can disrupt the status quo and create opportunities for yourself. In situations of turbulence, people become more reactive, and it becomes easier to manipulate them. Stirring up the waters forces people to take sides or focus on defending themselves, which distracts them from your intentions. By creating uncertainty and emotional upheaval, you can take advantage of the disarray to further your own position. This law highlights the power of control through disruption and the ability to capitalize on others' reactions to chaos. Law 40. Despise the free lunch. Everything in life has a price, and when something is offered to you for free, there is often a hidden agenda. Accepting things without paying for them, whether with money, favors, or some other form of reciprocity, can leave you in a vulnerable position where you owe something in return. It is important to be wary of any free offers and to recognize that they often come with a cost that is not immediately obvious. By despising the free lunch, you ensure that you maintain control over your transactions and do not become indebted to others. You must value what you offer in return for what you receive, and this creates a sense of self-respect and power. By rejecting what is free, you strengthen your position and assert your independence. Law 41. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. Stepping into the shoes of a great man or following in the footsteps of someone who has already established a significant reputation can be a dangerous pursuit. People will always compare you to the predecessor, and this comparison is rarely in your favor. The legacy of someone great often casts a long shadow, and attempting to replicate their success can make you seem inferior or unoriginal. If you are constantly judged against a previous leader or figure, you are setting yourself up for failure. Instead, you should create your own path, forge a unique identity, and avoid directly competing with giants who have already carved their place in history. By creating your own legacy, you free yourself from the constraints of comparison and establish your own power. Law 42, strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. In any organization or group, there is often a leader or figurehead who holds sway over the rest. If you want to dismantle the group or weaken its cohesion, you must target the leader. Removing or neutralizing the shepherd causes the rest of the followers, the sheep, to scatter, as they lose their direction and leadership. When the leader's influence is disrupted, the group becomes disoriented, confused, and divided. By striking at the heart of the organization or group, you eliminate the source of its power, leaving the followers vulnerable and easier to manipulate. This law emphasizes the importance of understanding the power dynamics of any group and targeting the right individual to weaken the whole structure. Law 43, work on the hearts and minds of others. Power is not just about control over actions, it's also about controlling people's emotions and thoughts. By gaining the trust and affection of others, you create a loyal base of support that will work with you, not just because they have to, but because they want to. People are more likely to follow someone they feel emotionally connected to, and understanding how to appeal to their hearts and minds will increase your influence over them. You must engage with others on a deeper, emotional level, making them feel important and understood. By manipulating their feelings and thoughts in a way that aligns with your goals, you can build a powerful network of supporters who will work toward your success. Law 44, disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. The mirror effect is a powerful psychological tool. By reflecting the behaviors and actions of your opponent or enemy back at them, you disarm them and throw them off balance. This causes them to become confused, frustrated, and even angry because they cannot understand why their own tactics are being used against them. The key to this law is subtlety. You do not overtly mimic or copy your opponent's behavior but rather reflect it in a way that they cannot easily identify. By using their tactics against them, you confuse and undermine their strategy while maintaining control of the situation. Law 45, preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. People are resistant to change, especially when it is introduced too suddenly or radically. While change is often necessary for progress and power, too much change can be destabilizing and cause backlash. If you want to implement change, you must do it gradually, with careful consideration of how people will react. Change that is introduced too quickly can provoke fear, anger, and resistance, weakening your power rather than enhancing it. Preach the need for change and growth, but make sure it is introduced in small, digestible increments. This allows people to adjust gradually, which increases their acceptance and support of the new direction. Law 46, never appear too perfect. Perfection can be a double-edged sword. While it may seem like a desirable trait, it can also breed envy, resentment, and distrust. When people see someone who appears too perfect, they may feel threatened or inadequate, which can provoke negative feelings towards you. By showing a few flaws or imperfections, you make yourself more relatable and approachable. People are more likely to respect you if they feel that you are human and have weaknesses, just like everyone else. Perfection, while admirable, can alienate others, and it is often more powerful to be seen as slightly imperfect, creating a sense of humility that increases your influence. Law 47, do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. Many people who achieve victory overreach and continue pursuing more than what is necessary, ultimately undermining their success. Once you have attained your goal or achieved the desired result, it's important to stop and consolidate your position. Going too far after a victory can lead to unnecessary risks, and overextending yourself can make you vulnerable to counterattacks. Learn to recognize when enough is enough. By stopping at the right moment, you ensure that you retain your power and avoid the hubris that can lead to your downfall. Law 48, assume formlessness. The final law in the 48 laws of power stresses the importance of flexibility and adaptability. Power is most effective when it is fluid and capable of adapting to changing circumstances. If you become rigid in your approach or too predictable in your actions, you make yourself vulnerable to attack. Instead, remain formless, able to adapt to whatever situation arises. Like water, which takes the shape of the container it is in, you should mold yourself to fit the situation and the needs of the moment. This law emphasizes the importance of being elusive, unpredictable, and ever-changing, which allows you to maintain control and avoid being pinned down by others.